Pleased to be joined now by European Ryder Cup captain Luke Donald. We'll go ahead and jump right into questions, starting over here with Cameron on 4.
Luke, you guys have 8 of the top 9 players in strokes gained putting this week. What has been working so well for you guys on the greens, or what did you guys figure out in kind of the lead up that's allowed you to really dominate that part of the game?
I wish there was a good answer for that one. It's not like I told the guys to practice this, to practice that. We saw some stats about Bethpage where, you know, putting inside 6 feet had a little bit more relevance than most weeks. But no, these guys are just, when it comes to their preparation, I leave that to them. I mean, we give them a guide to the course and some of the demands and, you know, some of the things that, you know, have proven to be successful in past tournaments here. But, you know, these guys are 12 very able guys that know how to prepare and get ready. So it's certainly, I'm not going to take credit for that. That is more about their grit and their determination to hold those putts more than anything.
In the middle here, Mike 7.
Luke, you're very close. What would it mean to you and the team to win on foreign soil and maybe even win in record-breaking style?
I mean, I said it at the beginning of the week, you know, we came here to try and win, to try and create history. We know it was going to be a very difficult task. Looking at past Ryder Cups, away Ryder Cups, 3 of the last 4 haven't been very close. You know, I didn't expect to have as big a lead like this. You know, a lot of things have gone well for us, but I'm very happy with how strong our team is. The firepower they have, the intensity, it's kind of the anti-fragile mentality. You know, things got tougher out there, and they got, you know, it fired them up even more. They were able to get better through those difficult you know, moments out there. So that is what makes me most proud as a captain. Just their ability to take the punches and come back even stronger.
Can you elaborate on some of the difficult moments? What was your perspective of the fan behavior, and did it cross a line in your opinion?
It was loud, it was raucous. You know, what I consider crossing line is personal insults and you know, making sounds, you know, when they're trying to hit on their backswings, or you know, very close to when they're trying to go into their routines. You know, that did happen a little bit. It's happened to other Ryder Cups too. Something we prepared for, and I can see, you know, I think how well they've dealt with it.
Top right corner there, Mike 15.
Luke, I'm sure nobody on your staff expected Scottie Scheffler to start 0-4 in this Ryder Cup. Just how surprised are you by how that happened, and why do you think that's happened?
I have the utmost respect for Scottie Scheffler and what he's done in the game, how he keeps continuing to be. He's going to be one of the greatest players ever to play this game. I mean, the way he's been playing the last 3 or 4 seasons, it's incredible to watch. He's great for the game, but yeah, it hasn't been his time. Obviously, you know, match play, playing with a partner, it is different. You know, there's different scenarios. You have to rely a little bit on your partners as well. So, you know, it's hard to do it all by yourself. But, you know, Scottie Scheffler is a champion.
Over to Alex.
Luke, could you, give us a status on Victor?
Yeah, Victor, he was feeling quite uncomfortable in the middle of the round this morning. He got some physio. He was given a lot of anti-inflammatories during the round. He finished, he was feeling okay. He went into rest, and then he went back out to the range to try and hit some balls. And when he got to the driver, he hit one, it was very painful. And he hit another one, it got even more painful. And it was that point that he thought, you know, I'm not going to be able to play to the level that I think I can. So it was a last-minute decision to switch him out. Tyrrell literally warmed up for about 10 minutes. We knew it was a possibility, but we were sort of we were hoping that he would play. He is on his way now to go get an MRI not around 20, 30 minutes away. and we'll see in the morning what he's like. It's definitely stiffened up a little bit. He would love to play, and he'll do everything he can to play.
And then secondly, as we do, since we haven't talked to your players, we bandied about the fact that the setup here usually is supposed to favor the home team, but it seems like this week maybe it doesn't favor the home team and may actually favor your team. What's your thoughts on that?
You know, obviously, I think it's quite difficult these days to set up courses to favor one side. You know, look at statistically 1 through 12. There's never a big margin between the two teams. So, again, course setup usually is you're trying to gain a little bit here, a little bit there, but it's pretty fair game. You know, obviously, our guys have handled the setup very well.
Over here to Paul on 14.
Luke, a lot of that noise that we heard was kind of centered around Rory and Shane's match, just from them in particular. Felt like it almost fired them up. Just how did you kind of see them respond to all that in particular?
Look, we talk about that in the lead up. We've talked about it for a long time. You know, I think people have individually different ways to deal with it. But you know, crowds have energy, and you can use it however you want. It's how you frame it. You know, there's a stimulus, a response, and in between that is how you decide what you want to do with it, okay? And I think, you know, some people find that motivating. So, you know, sometimes the crowd going at you can be a motivator for some of these players. And I think, you know, Rory and Shane certainly looked like they were sort of almost enjoying the difficult environment out there.
And just secondly, we didn't see Rasmus at all today. With a big lead, maybe you could have gone out there, gotten someone some rest. Just what was kind of the thought of, you know, keeping a lot of your top guys out there?
Yeah, we just, you know, we do not, for 1 minute, are ever complacent about this U.S. team, where we're playing, the environment we're playing in. We knew they were going to come out hard, and they did. They did come out hard. We kept it close with a lot of gritty putting and some just amazing shots. But, you know, that was a very tough conversation to have, to tell Rasmus he wasn't playing. It's one of those conversations you don't want to have as a captain, to let someone rest. But he took it like a champ. He really did. He understands that team comes before everything, and we wanted to come out strong this afternoon, and we did that.
Right here, Adam on 4.
Luke, haven't seen your picks yet, but I assume they're in since you're here. Could you at least give us some insight into your philosophy and how you set things up?
Well, I have 12 very good players, so, you know, singles, you have to go a little bit with gut instincts. You know, we obviously have a big lead, so we have to think about that. We imagine that the U.S. are going to come out pretty strong, you know, and we're trying to kind of match them with some strength. But, you know, looking at the last 6, 7 guys, I feel like we have some great, strong, gritty players as well. So it's hard to, you know, it's a hard thing to do with a big lead, but I think we are very satisfied, myself and the vice captains, with that lineup.
One more, if you don't mind. Why do you think Tommy Fleetwood has been such a menace to the U.S. side in the Ryder Cup?
Tommy just loves the team environment. He just loves everything about his teammates, the time we spend together, the experiences that I try and put on for the team. He just revels in it, you know. And, you know, I think when you have a player as good as him in a comfortable mindset and in a happy mode, in a happy place, you know, that's a very dangerous Tommy.
Mike 13, please.
Luke, was there a moment today where the mindset or emotion for you guys shifted from wanting to protect a lead to thinking we can potentially put this out of reach?
Our goal is always to win every session, you know, no matter where we are, and that'll be our goal tomorrow. You know, we love to do things that haven't been done before, and we've achieved quite a few things this week already. But the goal for me is still, we're close to the finish line, but we still have a long way to go. You know, and these guys are very aware of what the difficult environment is going to be like tomorrow. So we're excited for the challenge, but our goal will be to win the session tomorrow.
Over to Mike 1.
Luke, independently of what happens tomorrow, how would you like to be remembered as a captain?
Again, I think legacy has something to do with winning and losing, of course, but for me it's more important what my teammates think about me. As I said from the beginning this week, you know, my anchors, what's important to me means a lot. How I go about things, the preparation I go into, the trust I've created amongst the team, the fact that I do things, you know, I try to do things from a humbling way and an integrity way. Integrity is really just doing the things you say you're going to do. So I gave the team a promise that I would prepare as best as I could for them over these last 19 months, and that's good enough for me, whatever the result is.
Jay?
Luke, one more about fan behavior. You mentioned that you had planned for this kind of thing. Now that the yelling has actually started, can you let us in on what those plans were and how they've paid off for the team?
It's a lot of communication. You know, there's lots of other things we've done. We've learned from each other, from past Ryder Cups. But it comes, yeah, you know, again, my preparation started when I became captain. You know, I didn't know what the team was going to look like. I had no idea that 11 from the 12 was going to be back. So I was preparing a wider group, you know, for all kinds of things. So I think it's a lot of communication. It's a lot of talking. And it's a lot of getting to know the players. You know, if you get to know what makes them tick, how they want to be talked to, I think that helps too.
Thanks for your time, Luke.
Thank you.